Abundant wildlife, mischievous monkeys, beautiful beaches, and lush rainforests are just some of the things that Costa Rica is known for. Over our week here, we found all of that to be true, but a few other things you may not have guessed too. Come along as we take our adventure out there to Costa Rica. Pura vida!
Welcome to Costa Rica!
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we are coming at you from beautiful Costa Rica. We've been here for a few days. The first few nights we stayed in Tamarindo, and we didn't get a ton of video, but we'll go ahead and put it in now so you can see what that was like.
The first few days we spent on the Guanacaste Peninsula in Tamarindo. We stayed at what might be one of the coolest resorts we've ever been to, Ocho Artisan Bungalows. My first Costa Rican beer. Pura vida. Tastes like Budweiser. Pura vida. How do you say it?
Pura vida. What does it mean?
Pure life. Monkey's Bar and Restaurant is about an hour and a half north of Tamarindo. And while it's good for food, drinks, and traditional Costa Rican hand washing, it's good. Smells awesome. And putting your name on a dollar bill. What you really come for here is the monkeys that call the forest right across from the restaurant home.
Now we're in beautiful Samara Beach, and we were just here for one night, but it's an absolutely stunning beach. We'll show you some video of that before we head to Manuel, Antonio later this morning.
We've heard the road to Manuel Antonio is going to be a little interesting with some river crossings and not the best road conditions, but
we're up for an adventure in our Toyota Rush.
It's not a RAV. I think it's very similar to the RAV4. We kind of wish we had our Tacoma right now because the roads here are, we've been through one little river crossing so far. It would just be a little funner, I think, in the Tacoma, but this car's been great, and we'll see what happens on this trip.
We hope to film more. We haven't filmed a lot the past few days, as you probably saw, primarily because
Montezuma's revenge is very real.
And he welcomed us the other night. But we're good now, and it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Luckily, we've been in some pretty nice places, but we're good now, and we're ready to continue this adventure.
We will see you guys in Manuel Antonio.
Pura vida. We just saw crocodiles. One pretty big one floating down the river at Crocodile Bridge, and then a smaller guy hanging out. So that was pretty cool. It's very touristy here, but worth the stop. I've seen a crocodile in the wild. It's pretty wild. Wild in the streets. Let's go to Manuel Antonio.
Been in the car for about 5 hours so far, and we are just getting into Manuel Antonio as we've made our way south from where we were up north on the peninsula where Tamarindo is. One thing we've really noticed is how much more green it has gotten. Like, it went from being super dry up there in the north to being lush and full of lots of different plant life down here. So really different, especially this time of year in the dry season, but I'm excited to see what the jungle has in store for us.
Miles and miles of date palms. The drive also was a lot different than what we were told. We had a neighbor at the last place we stayed who took a totally different route to get from here to Samara Beach. He was saying it was a lot of dirt roads, really rough roads, up and down, and river crossings, and we've been on pretty well maintained roads this whole time. I think the worst parts has been traffic. Something else, I feel like everything here as far as traffic goes is suggested. Like, double yellow lines don't really matter, stop signs, speed limits. The only thing that'll get you are the speed bumps, which aren't marked. So they'll just creep up on you and you feel them. But it wasn't a bad drive, just long.
A good lesson for us if we ever want to do the Pan American Highway someday. A little nice introduction.
Turn left.
Where that van just came out. We pulled into Hotel Sambata for the next 3 nights, which is conveniently located right next to the entrance for Manuel Antonio National Park. Aside from the amazing location, accommodations weren't too bad here either. With a spacious room with a view and a beautiful pool where a toucan and monkeys called their front yard, we were excited for this to be home for the next 3 nights. That evening, we thought, why not jump headfirst into the jungle with a guided night hike to try and find everything that can kill you? We had no idea what was in store, but it definitely lived up to our expectations. The first major sighting of the night was one of the deadliest snakes in the world, the coral snake. Ever heard the phrase, red and yellow, you're a dead fellow. Red and black is a friend of Jack? Yep, that's definitely red touching yellow. Carefully hiking through the jungle, we came across a two-toed sloth in a tree and many more creepy crawlies.
The movie 4 of the Harry Potter.
What is this thing?
It's called Amblipigidus. Amblipigidus. I said that is arachnid. That is no spider. Remember that daddy long legs,
Yeah.
they are arachnids. They
Yeah.
are no spiders.
Yes.
Is
Okay.
that right? That is included in arachnid family. They are not poisonous. The first we saw coral snake, Central Pacific coral snake, and then we saw northern cat-eyed snake. We saw a snail eating a snake, and this is called blunt-headed snake. Blunt, like a P-L-U-N-T.
Blunt-headed snake. Wow.
See.
Is that a full-grown snake?
No, they grow 2 times more. This moment is looking for the eggs of the frogs.
Frog eggs.
Frog eggs.
Oh.
Let me take a quick video here.
And not poisonous.
Not poisonous. I prefer to move solitary because it's more easy for them to survive.
That's interesting.
And then try to be careful when you introduce this frog and cane toad to new ecosystem because they will be very invasive.
Yes.
For example, in Australia, the cane toad is a big problem.
Hola from Manuel, Antonio. We got here last night and did a night hike in the jungle, which was amazing. It was guided, and we saw so many things, including highlights were a coral snake, white-faced monkeys or capuchin monkeys,
2 sloths.
2 sloths, a 2-toed and a 3-toed, 3 other kinds of snakes, one of the deadliest spiders, a banana spider, and it was just a lot of fun. But this morning we're doing just a cruise through Manuel Antonio National Park. We got here right when the gate opened. And if you are going to come visit Manuel Antonio, make sure to get your tickets in advance online a few days to get the entry time that you want. So we got in for the 7 o'clock reservation. We've just been seeing what the park has to offer. Lots of monkeys. Just saw a toucan fly by, which has been on my bucket list forever. And
All kinds of wildlife, kinds of unexpected things. Monkeys, some really close monkeys, and not our fault.
no.
Like you're just crossing paths with them, and we were keeping our distance. Some people were not. It was a nice self-guided tour this morning.
Yeah.
I think we'll do the same thing tomorrow.
Yep.
I think I'm ready for some beach time.
Sounds good. Beautiful beaches here. Is that a toucan? We learned the evening before on our jungle night hike that despite how cute these capuchin, aka white-faced monkeys, might be, they are actually at the top of the food chain in this jungle and cannot be trusted. They've been known to prey on howler monkey babies, separating them from their mamas. They're also pretty brazen and will often rifle through an unattended backpack in search of food or try to steal things out of your hands. Knowing this made me look at them with a little more suspicion when they unintentionally get this close. I'm also pretty sure that they were responsible for throwing a party on the roof of our hotel every morning at 2 a.m. and waking us up. Then, after the chaos of the monkeys and a little hike up a lesser traveled side trail, we had one of the coolest sloth encounters I could have ever imagined. This three-toed sloth was crossing directly above us on the trail. This was a male sloth, as evident by the black stripe on his back, which is actually a way to give off special scent to attract the ladies. And based on the size of his stripe, I'm sure he was a favorite with his female friends. But then, what might be my favorite experience of the trip happened as we were right about to leave the park on the second day. Out of nowhere, we were suddenly surrounded by a troop of the cutest squirrel monkeys ever. I could have watched these guys all day. After our morning hikes in the national park, we spent the afternoons on the beach that is just a 5-minute walk away under a rented umbrella with chairs that we got for just $10 a day.
It has been a beautiful week, but it is hot. I'm ready to go back in the water. Want to come with me?
We played in the surf and enjoyed our final sunsets as we reflected back on our time in this country. It's always hard to leave somewhere when you have such a wonderful experience, and we certainly were not ready to come back to reality. We barely scratched the surface of this tiny country and can't wait to return. We hope you liked this video, and if you did, that you'll consider liking and subscribing to follow along for more adventure out there. Pura vida!